The setup, once you have everything built, a couple of things can happen. But when you first turn it on, it's going to give a little welcome screen. And then it gives the MAC address. And then there's a sensor to test. And so it goes, it's supposed to go from 0 to 1. Okay, well, it wasn't changing. And so it says because it was a 0, it's set for 2 lines. So I have 2 of the hog line and near hog line, far hog line sensor set up, and it wasn't, the infrared sensor wasn't working. And so what that means is that it's already arming itself automatically all the time. And so that's a little bit of a problem. So the system's armed and it'll work now, and it'll wait for the time and the time and the time, but it only shows it one time. So it'll go, it'll go, it'll go, and then it'll just flash it once, and then it says system's armed right away. So that's because the infrared sensor is always being triggered. So look underneath, so get underneath the little the display, and you can see both of those lights are on. And so there's a little potentiometer here that if you get on, and now it's off, but it's got to go on when you put your hand behind it. So that is working. So now we'll go through the startup system again here, and again there's the welcome screen, and then MAC address, and now it says okay, test it. So it should come up as a 1, and now it's a 0, 1, and a 0. If you leave it at 1, then it's just 1 interval time. If you keep your hand there for the 0, then it's set for 2. So now it's just set for 1 interval. So we're set here, it reset, system's armed, go through, and it is being displayed, and it'll stay being displayed. Putting that cover on sometimes changes it, so it didn't change, so I've got to go back and readjust it so it's not triggered. And when I lift this up, they're both both lights are probably going to be on. Okay, so I'm just going to back it off a little bit more. So there, it's on all the time. There, now it's not triggering, so I got to come back clockwise on the potentiometer a little bit. Trigger, trigger. So after it's adjusted and you restart it, it goes through this little startup routine, and it should come up with a 1, and then change to a 0, and 1, and change to a 0. So now you know that it's ready to go, and you can either set it for 1 or 2 hogline sensors that way. Working well. We'll leave it at 1. 1 says, okay, I'm only going to have 1 hogline sensor set up. So it should arm it right there, start the timing, and the timing, 1.79 interval, 6.3 seconds, feet per second through it. And now it stays on because it's not triggered automatically. And so now arm the system and go through. So that's one small adjustment underneath that little cover. And it can be a little sensitive, and it depends whether the cover's on or whether the cover's off. But usually you can get it so that it works pretty well. One thing that can happen also is that the speed, so we'll arm it here, we'll go through, and I actually can't recreate it right now, but that's the interval, 1.81 seconds from the break to the break, and 5.6 feet per second through that second beam. Sometimes the speed will show infinity. And that happens because at the hogline sensors, it depends upon ambient light settings that it's not, it's breaking too fast. And so there's a little adjustment on the top here for that as well. And I actually can't recreate it right now, but there it's not being made, there it's being made. So you can have it too far and then it never will go off. If you have it too here, if you have it too far one way, it won't ever go on. So there's a little happy medium here where it goes on and off, on and off. Sometimes, depending upon ambient light, it happens, it triggers, and it happens so fast that it says it's an infinite speed. And so you just have to go and readjust that hogline sensor, and I can't recreate it right now. There is an issue, I think, although I can't really quantify it, that the battery voltages, so if you have rechargeable batteries or the batteries are stronger, I know it's affected by ambient lighting, but it might also be affected by the actual battery voltages of your cases. So I always charge them up and go into the rink at full power and take that variable out of it. But now some of these have AA batteries, and so I'm not sure exactly. I haven't played with those too much, but that is an option here now that they're working with an external switch and a AA battery.